Australia's most senior bureaucrat has denied Christopher Pyne's registration as a lobbyist was relevant to an investigation into whether the former defence minister's post-politics job broke ministerial rules. Under the standards, ministers must not lobby or have business meetings with politicians or public servants within 18 months of leaving Parliament on matters they dealt with in their final 18 months in office. Mr Pyne is working in a defence-focused role with professional services giant A. Department of Prime Minister and Cabinet Secretary Martin Parkinson appeared before a Senate inquiry on Friday, his last day in the job. He said he took Pyne's assurances he would not lobby ministers, MPs or public servants, including defence personnel at face value. You've either breached it or you haven't, and there was no evidence in front of me to suggest that he had breached it, Dr. Parkinson said. Dr. Parkinson said Pyne's ambitions in other fields were not relevant to his inquiries about ministerial standards. The fact Mr. Pyne may have ambition to be an AFL footballer and yet will never get a game is not relevant, he told senators on Friday. Dr. Parkinson spoke to Mr. Pyne on July 11 before handing his advice clearing the ministers to Prime Minister Scott Morrison on July 19. Mr. Pyne joined the lobbyist register on July 29. The committee heard. Parkinson drew a distinction between MPs being unable to forget experiences from their political career and not using specific information only available to them as a minister. You can't unknow stuff, so we will always have this problem potentially if any former minister takes employment, he said. He said it was unrealistic to think former ministers were not able to have careers after politics, but as long as they didn't use ministerial information, the standards weren't breached. The parliamentary inquiry was also looking into former Foreign Minister Julie Bishop's appointment to the board of foreign aid firm Palladium. Dr. Parkinson said Ms. Bishop had assured him she would be working as a standard non-executive director, meaning she wouldn't have involvement in contracts, tenders or lobbying. He balked at suggestions the minister's assurances weren't enough. I meant to assume that any member of this parliamentary chamber or the other chamber is going to lie to me, Dr. Parkinson said. If that's the implication of what you're trying to draw out, then I'm just not going to play that game.